We have the rest of our 31 Days of Horror awards to hand out in video number 2. Horror awards. No,
that sounds like
horror.
yeah.
Horror of the year goes to. Let's start out with the Noob Award.
The Noob Award.
Yep, we're gonna start out big. The Noob Award. I probably need to explain it.
Yes.
The Noob Award is Brandon and I chose movies this month based on things that we haven't seen, pretty much.
For the most part, there was three that were.
Three?
There was three. It was Slither,
The Shining,
Pet
and
Sematary. Pet Sematary.
Okay, there were
the only three that both of us had seen at some point.
Before. But every other movie, so the 28 other movies that we watched, either both of us or one of us hadn't seen before. So we came up with a list of we came up with our tops for the movie that was new to us that we liked the most.
Best.
And yours is?
Mine is Frailty.
One that I've seen.
This one was kind of a tough choice. Because after we were going back through, Adam, you had a lot more than I did.
Yeah, I did.
And the ones that were new to me, not a lot of them were that great.
10 of them were Night of the Comet.
And so, but I mean, don't get me wrong, Frailty is a great movie, and I remember after I picked this, I was thinking back to some of the comments that I made when we first watched it, that it was something that I'm glad I'd seen. It's a great movie, but I don't know that I would ever watch it again and stuff like that. Or maybe I said I wanted to watch it one more time, but then
you kind of you want to see it. I wanted to see it again just because for the Sixth Sense effect, really.
Yeah.
Because the ending, you want to see how they if they do a good job of setting up the end, and they do. I've seen it several times, and it's very well done. Very well done.
But strong performances.
Kids were amazing.
Good,
in this
good
movie.
Good
and
filmmaking, everything. So I mean, it just really for me was the best.
Having children as the focal point of your movie is always dangerous. Especially in a horror movie. And this is one of the rare instances where it worked very well.
Which ties into yours.
Ties into mine because my Noob Award was for The Devil's Backbone, Guillermo del Toro's. One of his first movies. It was a very early movie.
If not his first.
Yeah. And it centers around pretty much all children because it takes place in an orphanage. Not to be confused with the movie The Orphanage, which he produced. And for the same reason, this movie depended on the strength of its cast, and its cast being mostly children makes it even more effective, I think, because it's fun. It's phenomenal. Yeah. First of all, it's Guillermo del Toro. You know what you're getting. You're getting a solid movie. And secondly, it's a very well done classic ghost story and period piece. Also, he seems to like the Spanish Civil War a lot.
Yeah.
And he visited in the Labyrinth. No, Pan's Labyrinth. And this was his first take on it, and fantastic. It's a movie that I would probably buy. I liked it that much. Yeah. Okay, our biggest surprise. So the movie that we had little or no expectations for, that kind of surprised us. Big surprise. Okay. This was not unanimous. It could have been unanimous. It could have been.
But I think it a little bit was, but you didn't want it to be unanimous.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So what's your biggest surprise?
Mine was Devil.
Yes.
Because
I do agree with that.
I have yet to talk to somebody other than Adam who enjoyed this movie.
Yep.
Critics ripped it apart. Friends have ripped it apart. So I was going in expecting this, and like we said in the video, the whole time we're watching it, we're like, wait, when is this going to start being a bad movie?
Yeah.
And it's not. It's a great film.
Yeah.
I honestly might end up buying this one on DVD when it comes out. I really like this movie.
For me, it reminds me of either a classic Twilight Zone episode or a good Hitchcock movie. Yeah. Most things are implied. It's all about the tension. It's all about the enclosed space and people distrust for each other.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. And it was almost my big surprise, but I'm going to go with it's not really to give out an award. Well, it is kind of just to give this movie an award, but Bad Taste, which is Peter Jackson's first movie. First of all, I knew it was Peter Jackson movie, so I kind of went into it with a little bit of expectation.
Yeah.
But also, it had zero budget, so my expectations were lowered considerably after figuring out, kind of the backstory behind the movie. But watching it's also almost one best cheese for me too, because it is just cheesy as all get out, but so funny, just so funny. And some of the most he did this also in Dead Alive, but some of the most creative use of gore in a movie I've seen in a long time. It's a very tough movie to find, so we did get it through Netflix eventually, I think. So they do have it on DVD, but go see it. It's you owe it to yourself, just like going to see Devil's Backbone just to see Del Toro's. Go find this one out just to see Peter Jackson as a up and comer. It's so good. Let's go into this one. The favorite old movie. So the movie that we've seen before, that still it's like an endurance award. It's an endurance.
No matter how many times we watch it, it never gets old. It never gets stale. It's always just as good as the first time you ever saw it. You could probably watch a little bit better.
And you can keep watching. So your endurance award goes to
Monster Squad. For me, it was a toss up between Monster Squad and Slither. And the reason that I went with Monster Squad is because it's older, and I've watched that movie since I was 6, 7, 8 years old, and every time it's still, even to this day, that's 22 years that it still is a good movie to me, and I still enjoy watching it. So you can't get much more enduring than that.
Absolutely.
Just because it's that good.
Yep. Mine's a newer movie, and it's Slither, which you probably also agree with. It's just a movie that, basically, for me, it would have to be a movie with some comedic value, because I'm not going to sit there and watch Human Centipede over and over and over again. It's just, gross. But this movie is just gory enough and funny enough. It's fantastic. I can watch this every Halloween.
It's like we were talking last night, that because it's got all those different aspects. It's got horror, sci-fi, and comedy. Each time you're watching it, it's not like you're just watching a horror movie over and over and over again, or a comedy movie over and over and over again. Each time you watch it, you can just kind of...
Yeah, it's very well balanced.
Yeah.
Very well balanced. Least favorite movie overall. So, including old and new movies.
This one was very hard.
This one was extraordinarily difficult.
Because there was a lot of crapola that we watched.
Especially near the beginning.
Yes.
So all you fans of Night of the Comet and Cemetery Man, you're safe.
You're safe.
Barely.
Yes.
By that much, you're safe. You did not make our award. But... yours is?
Mine is Terror Train. Because I loathed that movie. It had 0.000 redeeming value. At least Cemetery Man and Night of the Comet had some comedy and some lines. Something that is like, okay, at least I don't feel like it was a complete waste of my time having seen it. Yeah. Terror Train, you wasted my time.
The only redeeming thing for me, Mr. Terror Train, is David Copperfield. If you want to see a sincere, interpretation of the character of Job from Arrested Development, go see Terror Train, but only the David Copperfield moments. It's on YouTube. I found it. So just go find the scenes with David Copperfield in them.
They're underneath for our 31 days.
Yeah, it's actually in there.
It's in the post.
Yeah. So go watch that, but don't touch Terror Train with a 10-foot pole. It's terrible. And mine is, this took me a while actually, A Nightmare on Elm Street, the remake.
Which was pretty awesome. Or
Haley.
Awesomely bad.
Awesomely bad. Not even awesomely bad, it's just bad.
Yeah.
Really, really bad. I think it's because...
Awesome in the old sense of the word. Awesomely bad.
Yeah. It is a sight to behold, I suppose. It's because it missed on all cylinders.
Yes.
It misfired every cylinder. Instead of infusing it with a little bit of comedy like the first one did, they went for a serious approach. Terrible idea. It fell so flat, and they actually... if you go back and look at it, Freddy Krueger's a pedophile now. I don't know if he always was. I can't remember.
I think, yeah. I
thought he was just
pretty.
I thought he was just killing kids. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
But anyway, in the movie tried to.
I think maybe it was always kind of inferred.
Maybe it was just inferred. Yeah. But the movie, makes it blatant, and it's just it's unearned. They don't. It's just gross for gross sake, and they don't earn that feeling of dread that a more serious movie would handle that sort of material with. But it's everything. Acting's terrible. It's terribly shot. There's some good sets, but that's about it.
Even like some of the effects fall really.
It falls into its own cliches. Nightmare on Elm Street was a pioneer of a lot of those movie tropes that you see in a lot of horror movies that have over the years become horror movie cliches. And this movie just does it. Just falls into the dream within a dream, which we found out can actually work if you do it well, like in Inception. But if you do it the way these filmmakers did it, no, terrible. I'm not going to talk about it. It's not what we're talking about anymore.
Nope.
And our last award
goes for Best Movie overall.
Best Movie overall.
So
best
of
overall
the 31, this is what we each thought was the best movie.
Yep.
And for me, this time I did give it to Slither. Hands down, because it works on every single level. It has lasting power. It's got comedy. I mean, we've talked about this movie. You know how I feel about this movie.
Yep, it's one of your favorite movies. What am I?
This is one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time. I absolutely love this movie. So hands down, best movie overall goes to Slither.
Slither. And mine is The Shining. So, not only for its classic value, but just every moment in the movie has become an iconic.
Yeah, from a pure filmmaking
standpoint. From that's really why I give it to it. It's just so beautiful. There's the shots they invented for this movie, what they did on the budget they had, which wasn't all that much really. They just Kubrick's a genius. Kubrick's a genius, and Jack Nicholson's performance. I mean, like we said in the Shining video, he plays Jack Nicholson basically. He's kind of crazy, but no one does crazy better than Jack.
Nope.
Shelley Duvall as a emotionally vulnerable, I don't even want to call her victim. She plays a really good victim in this movie. I don't know the kid's name, but the guy, kid who plays Danny. Right, wrong. That's the other thing. Like I said, there's so many moments. The twin girls, the hedge maze, the elevator with blood coming out of it. This moment after moment after moment has become classic, and I think for good reason. So I think that's it, guys. That is our 31 Days of Horror and all the awards. I know we're finished, and we're probably gonna do something like this in the future, but not for a little while. Yeah, we have to recover. We're gonna go to the Betty Ford Clinic. we need to detox from this. But look for future features like this, and also check out GameJournal.tv for lots of other fantastic, awesome videos. And I think we're going to leave off on actually the thing that was the most frightening thing that we saw in the month of October.
The most frightening visual experience of October for us.
Oh, yeah.
And it happened on, I think, the 30th. It was
the day before Halloween.
Yeah, it was right towards the end of the month. And I showered.
I brushed my teeth.
Several times
and my eyeballs with my toothbrush. And bleach. I can't unsee it.
You thought Human Centipede was bad.
Enjoy this.